far away, I think. Yeah. You push that thing up closer?
Yeah.
Push the box. You push the box up, you're doing good. Boomba.
All right. We're going to play the intro. And welcome to the Mongeonjuice Show, everybody. My name is Chuck Vieira.
And I'm Ken Mungen, the Mongeonjuice. Thank everybody for joining. This is our second program. We're excited about it, and you're going to see that we've got kind of a new format that we're working on, very much structured and a little bit more in line with what we're trying to accomplish. And we've got some sponsors that have joined us, so things are moving forward. We're excited about the program, and here we go.
Yes. So welcome to the Mongeonjuice Show, ladies and gentlemen. We're still dealing with a bit of the internet hiccups, okay? So if we hiccup a little bit, just bear with us. We're recording the show. Once again, my name is Chuck Vieira. This man right next to me is Ken the Mongeonjuice Mungen, and we are going to get to some sponsors real quick. Promotional considerations for the Mongeonjuice Show have been provided to you by KAM Realty, offering commercial and residential real estate solutions in southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island.
I know that guy.
You know that guy? He's a cool guy. Visit kamrealty.net. And Fab Flooring, offering carpet, tile, hardwood, laminate, luxury floors, and more. Fabflooring.net. Ensemble Events, full service event entertainment services. Wow, going way too fast, right?
Know that
and
guy too.
CGA Business Development. Visit them at cgabusiness.com. The Mongeonjuice Show, remember, you can catch us at mongeonjuice.org. And so today, Ken, we're going to be talking about a lot of different things. You know what I mean? We're going to get right down to into our Mongeonjuice Minute, because every week we're doing a different Mongeonjuice Minute, right?
Absolutely.
Today's Mongeonjuice Minute is on call types. Can you talk a little bit about call types and what that means?
Yeah, well, as everybody knows, I'm a real estate broker, so this is a little bit real estate specific as to what I'm going to touch on. But we get different call types, okay? You got cold calls, you got warm calls, you got follow-up calls. But within those three categories, okay, you have different types of individual calls. We have the cold call, which we talked about last week. Hopefully everybody's starting to understand what the cold call is and what the importance of the cold call is, because all sales, regardless of what you're selling, is a numbers game. Okay. Number two, you have expired calls. Those are calls that you make to property owners that had a sale or listing that expired with another company. Also canceled sales. Okay. Those folks had a listing and they canceled the listing. So obviously with an expired listing, about 75 to 80% of the expired listings that I call, believe it or not, okay, the seller doesn't even know that the listing expired. So I have a very specific script that talks about expireds. So the first question we're going to ask an expired is, are you aware that your listing on 123 Franklin Street expired? So if they say yes, then there's a list of questions. If they say no, there's a similar list of questions, and that's all going to get them to the point of trying to close for an actual appointment with the people. Because you know what, Mr. Chuck? If I call you on a property and you didn't know your listing expired with your previous realtor, okay, and it takes Kenny Mungen to call him and tell him, okay, I've already got instant credibility already showing that I'm more aggressive than the previous broker, okay?
Absolutely.
So that's a big thing, and I have a script specifically for expireds, okay? Again, so the next call that we might make is a rental ad call. Very few people do this. A lot of people don't know about it. We'll call a rental ad, okay, for an apartment rental and try to convert them to a potential listing. Because guess what? Property management is a very frustrating business today. So I'll call Mrs. Souza that's got a 3-bedroom out in the Highlands of Fall River available to rent. I'll tell her I'm calling with the sales division, and I ask her if she'd considered selling any of her multifamily properties at all. Even if I don't know that she owns multiple multifamily, I'm going to make her feel like a big shot and then try to close. If I talk to somebody, they own several properties, they've never had any problems, they love them, and they have no mortgage, or they have a little mortgage, I'm going to say, well, how come you haven't bought a property? So either way, I'm closing. Worst case scenario is they know I'm being aggressive. They ask me to email them or physically mail them a package of information from KAM Realty, and that includes my bio, my resume, all that important stuff. And guess what? The fortunes in the follow-up, 90 days to 120 days down the road, I'll put in my calendar, make the follow-up call. These are all the little things, that make a difference. For sale by owner calls, there's so many agents don't make for sale by owner calls. It's the easiest call to make. It's very simple. You already know they're objecting to paying a commission before you make the call. So you say, hey, you know what, Mr. Vieira, the reason I'm calling, I saw your property on 229 Bluebird Lane in Westport. You've got a sign out front. I understand you're selling it on your own because you don't want to pay a commission, but how are you qualifying the buyers that are coming to look at your property? I already know they're not qualifying the buyers, okay? How do you screen the client before they walk into your house? I already know they're not screening the client. Just like I already know they don't want to pay a commission, and that's how I start the conversation, by attacking the objection first and leading them to the promised land, with some designed questions to get them there. So those are just 3 or 4 examples of some of the calls that I'm going to make every day.
So just to kind of condense it for our viewers, there are several different type of call types. What are the 3 or 4 main ones that we're talking about? We got cold calls, which is obviously to people who have never met you before.
Well, honestly, the cold call is the main one, because if for a new realtor that's coming into the business, you have to fill your time with prospecting activities. So there's, usually at the end of the month there's more expireds, but you know what I try to do is I call expireds daily, and if I don't get in touch with them, I put them in the cloud, and they're an older expired, and now I have a resource of 200 or 300 expireds that I could call all the time. But the main call that you're going to make the most of to try to generate new business is the cold call. It's the hardest call to make, but once you master it, all these other 3 or 4 that I've talked about become a hell of a lot easier, because they're warm leads.
Right. So you can turn a cold call into a warm lead, like we showed last week in the conversation.
Absolutely.
And then there's warm calls. What's the difference between a warm call and a cold call?
A warm call, for example, is an expired. They've got a property to sell. The property's been on the market, whether it was last month, last week, yesterday, or 2 years down, in the past. Okay,
yeah.
They have a property. They want to sell it. Okay, and that there's 400 or 500 other brokers. They're not going to make these follow-up calls, so you're going to be possibly the only guy or gal to make this call and give yourself an opportunity just for following up. Remember, folks, activity breeds activity. Also, remember, the fortune is in the follow-up.
Activity does breed activity, and that's a great segue to something that we're going to talk about a little bit later on, about energy, feeding off of energy, and just all these high energy situations. And we're finding ourselves in a lot of them doing the Mongeonjuice.
Absolutely,
and stuff
man.
like that.
We made a visit yesterday. It was awesome.
It really was. It was really
awesome.
Cool. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna play you this week's Mongeonjuice Minute on call types.
Welcome, everybody, to the Mongeonjuice Minute. This is Ken Mongeon at KAM Realty. Today, we're going to talk about call types. Again, we talked about prospecting the other day. Today, we're going to talk about call types, because there's several different kind of calls that you need to make as a salesperson. In my profession, being in real estate, there's expired calls, for sale by owner calls, cold calls, past customer calls. They're all important. So there's a lot of different types of calls, and it depends on how much business you're going to do, whether you're going to be able to make as many of these calls every day. If some days you'll have a lot of expireds, you make those expired calls. Some days you'll only have a couple of for sale by owners, make those calls. Follow up. Coming down the road on one of our other Mongeonjuice Minutes, we're going to talk about how you follow up with these different types of people after making the initial contact. Super, super duper important. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
So that was the Mongeonjuice as a younger man talking about call types, expired calls. Just because a real estate listing is expired, that doesn't mean that it's off the market. That doesn't mean it's off limits.
It's off the market.
I mean, it doesn't mean it's off your market, though, is what I'm saying.
Listen, bro, nothing's off my market. I'll cold call somebody I don't even know, as you know, in the phone book, have a discussion with them, and if they're not thinking about buying or selling any property, guess what? They might know somebody that is, and guess who's going to ask? The Mongeonjuice.
So, absolutely. So, so you said that you like to make a lot of repeat calls and call in the fortunes and the follow up.
Yeah.
Do people ever get aggravated with that?
No, because I've already established that first contact, In fact, when I back in the day, before we had this cloud technology and everything else, I think I mentioned in one of our previous shows, or the first show, I used to have 3x5 cards in a file drawer. And you know what? It's amazing. The first time, they'll say, "What's your name?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, Ken Mungeon at KAM Realty." And then the second time, they'll go, "Oh, yeah, I remember. You're the KAM Realty guy." And by the third or fourth call, they're calling me Kenny like I'm their long-lost nephew. So, but that's the rapport that I'm able to build, that not everybody can do on the phone, which is almost immediate. I'm not recorded. I'm not reading a script. I'm just being Kenny Mungeon. And that there's a lot to be said for that.
And it's the energy that you're bringing to the table.
It's the energy. It's non-scripted performance. It's vocal intonation. It's how fast I speak. It's when I don't speak. It's all of those combinations. It's if you go to Meesums and you get a combination plate, you're going to get some fried rice, some chow mein, some chicken wings, all of these things. They're all small components, okay? But the cumulative effect is a successful sales call.
And they feed off each other, guys. And I just want to, this is going to segue into a little a video clip that I'm going to play. It's about 5 minutes long, but there's a reason why I want to play the entire thing. It's because we met an individual yesterday by the name of William. I forget his last name. Was it William?
His last name begins with a C. It's a very unusual name. He's actually from Worcester.
It was like Chevery or Chevery.
Chevery, I think. Something like that.
William,
I called him Big Bill because
yes.
you're going to see how big the guy is.
Yeah, he was. You don't walk with him. You walk among him.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's
But
right.
let me tell you, this individual was the Mongeonjuice counterpart. He was the Mongeonjuice. If you stack two Mongeonjuices on top of each other,
that's what he looked like.
Pretty much what this guy was.
Same haircut and everything.
It was amazing, and so we're filming yesterday because as you know, to produce this show and to produce what we do, it's a tremendous amount of work. The amount of time that Ken and I have spent together over the past couple of weeks I've spent more time with you than I have with many members of my family.
Yeah, you like cousin Chuck at this point.
Unfortunately for you, Ken. I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
I'm bossing him around saying, go stand like that. Go stand here, do that.
It's so bad I met your mother yesterday.
Yeah, he met my mother. He's going to play drums with my dad.
Playing drums with Dad.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. You
Awesome.
guys are going to have the battle of the drums.
Battle
But
of the bands.
so then, being the high energy guy, that my dad will like you a lot. So this was an encounter. Yesterday, we went over to Primed and Ready Meals to see our friend Bobby Farland at the Healthy Body Fueling Station in Mattapoisett, Massachusetts.
It was fun.
It was a good time. We had a great time. We brought a lot of energy with us to the place. And Bobby, just so you know, is a great guy. Go see him at the Healthy Body Fueling Station, 20 County Road, Mattapoisett, Massachusetts. Bobby's a good guy. He's a really good guy, and he will take good care of you. So I want to play this encounter that we had yesterday with William, or Big Bill, we're going to call him. But this is the Mongeonjuice in action, and this is what I'm talking about when it comes to energy, when it comes to bringing that energy everywhere you go. This was not scripted. What you are about to see simply happened. And me being the good cameraman that I am, of course, I never turn the thing off.
He never does.
Because you're not supposed to. Any good cameraman out there, don't turn the camera off. The moment you turn it off, you know what's going to happen? Something that you're going to want to have recorded. So don't turn it off. But anyway, we'll be back in about 5 minutes, okay? You got to watch this whole thing. Pay attention to what goes on. We're going to talk a little bit about it.
Check it out. What's up, everybody? Kenny Mungeon here. Primed and Ready Meals in Mattapoisett. Just wanted to say hello. We're going to go in and say hi to Bobby Farland. He's the boss. He's the man.
I agree with what he says.
Yeah. You're a smart man.
William.
Always agree with what I say. Kenny Mungeon, KAM Realty.
Really? An
Big
absolute
Bill.
pleasure. Absolutely, yes. Absolutely.
I see you on Facebook, bro.
I don't
Yeah,
doubt that.
no, I see you on Facebook.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I recognize your face. Not even kidding. I know I recognize you. I'm not even kidding. Facebook, yeah.
After you, sir.
When I told him he was smart, he was listening to whatever I said, he agreed with me. That's right. And I said, wow, you must know me, dude.
Perfect.
I told him I recognize him from Facebook.
Yeah.
Because I see him on
It's
Facebook.
another local celebrity over here.
Another local celebrity.
Not this local, though.
I think you need a Kenny Mungeon card. Hold on.
I do.
Absolutely. Everybody does.
Yeah, say that.
I already know that before I even
That's
say
right.
it. I'm Kenny Mungeon, the Mongeonjuice. KAM Realty and Fab Flooring. I have a stone flooring showroom, and I do have a real estate broker first.
Do you go to Worcester?
So I go to Worcester, too far away.
Okay, no problem. No.
Too far away. Yeah, it's a little out of my market area.
It is, it absolutely is, but I had to ask, listen, I'm always trying to.
But it's still in Massachusetts.
It's still in Massachusetts.
And I'm licensed in Rhode Island. I do Middletown, Portsmouth.
Oh, for real estate?
Newport,
Okay,
real
beautiful.
estate,
Real
yeah.
estate, I got you.
The flooring will go. We'll go
Yeah.
for flooring, because I got guys. My crews go, they go everywhere.
Well, that's what I'm saying, all right, so you may get a phone call then, because I'm right in the middle of a remodel, so. See there? Everything for a reason.
Action breeds action.
That's
Activity breeds activity.
It really does, that's
You're
right.
making your own shit up. Make it up.
Get your own shit.
You know, a lot of people are like, dude, I don't know anybody that's like buying and selling any real estate. I'm like, good, find somebody that is. So I give them 2 cards and say, take one for yourself and give the other one to somebody that you know gives a shit. And they start laughing. And it's sometimes that's how it happens, because you don't know who you're going to give it to. Because I really don't give a shit who they give it to at the end of the day.
Exactly.
As long as you give it to somebody.
You want to give it to somebody, exactly.
Give it to somebody.
That's it. It's all about referrals.
That's what the whole business is. That's why I've been doing it for 27 years. What do you want?
It's the Mongeonjuice in action, Bobby.
Let me put you onto something new. All right, what do we got here? Who am I calling?
William, yep. William.
William Bonnie.
What's your last name? Bonnie?
William H. Bonnie.
C-H-E-V-E-R-I-D.
C-H-E-V-E-R-I-D.
Chevery?
Shepherd.
This is
Chevery.
the beautiful Carolyn. Hi, Carolyn. Say hi.
Hi.
Smiles so nicely.
587. Yep. 0123. Perfect. See, I'm always out prospecting, and I get prospecting, which I love about business. You're not gonna, no business is done with a shut mouth. You have a 50,
Absolutely right.
you have a 50% better chance of making a contact if you open your mouth.
Absolutely. Say hello, make friends.
Yes,
You know what's funny?
exactly.
What's funny, I do that sometimes, like I'm in line at Stop and Shop, whatever. And some people, unfortunately, most of the population is completely cynical.
They are.
Like they're looking at you
That's
like you got a freaking eye in the
Yeah,
middle of your
exactly.
forehead. They're like,
Yeah.
what are you talking to me for? And they don't really understand it. I said, listen, I'm in business. You want to deal with people that you like? Or you want to deal with somebody that you don't even know?
Absolutely. No, right.
You know?
Listen.
And people are like, dude, my mom, she said, you work too much. What do you know about flooring? Because I had the flooring company basically
Right.
given to me.
Yeah.
I said, Ma, here's what I know. Every house I ever sold had a friggin' flooring.
That's right.
She goes, wow, congratulations.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Here's my business rule. I tell people, all the people I do business with. Rule 1, have fun.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
a simple rule.
Simple.
And I have to quiz them on it. What's rule 1?
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right. If you're not having fun, you're not helping people, you're not engaging, then nothing happens.
and ABA, always be asking.
Yes, energy is attractive.
Uh-huh.
You know, I mean, people are drawn to energy.
Uh-huh.
You know, so you be that light. Sometimes you want to be the moth light.
We talk about that all the time.
But yeah, it's an energy thing.
You don't want to be
People are drawn
Walmart
to
though,
energy.
because that seems to be like a bug light for like,
Right, no, you don't want to be the Walmart, right.
it's like
Yeah.
every time I go there, I'm like, what's
I
that?
tell people, yeah, you don't want to be like Noah. Noah took them all. But no, I'm not Noah. Noah took them all. I don't take them all.
Right, don't take them all.
Don't take them all.
Don't take them
Right,
all.
exactly.
Ken, it looks like we got a guest on the show here.
Who you don't do business with is as important as who you do.
Yeah, you know, the ability to say no is kind of important when you're self-employed.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know,
exactly.
I've had customers and like, you know what, Ken, blah, 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 and they start telling me what to do or list an appointment. I said, listen, you don't need me.
No, you don't. Right.
Because you know
got
what,
it.
I'm gonna be in bed with you for 6 months and
Right, exactly.
I don't like the way you smell right now.
Right,
So let's
exactly.
get over this.
I don't chase, I don't beg, I don't coddle.
And they start
I
telling
work
me-
with the willing.
And that's right. Then they start asking me for 4%. I'm like, you know,
Yeah.
you need to get another guy.
Thank you, right, exactly.
I'm not the
right.
freaking YMCA. I'm
No.
a for-profit
That's
business.
right,
Last I
exactly.
checked.
That's right, I'm not nonprofit, exactly.
So, is there something going on in this city?
Yeah, we're,
So that was a chance encounter. That happened just randomly. It happened. We didn't script it. It happened. This guy, William, he is a very high energy individual. Big Bill. I mean, he was selling his brand. And if you want, you can visit him at educatedconsumer.com. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to edit that video and I'm going to make it really, really something nice. But it is a tremendous amount of work to edit videos and to put all that stuff together. And, you know, I got all sorts of other stuff to do. So, but I do my best, and we'll have something nice next week.
You know, the point of that clip is to show you, okay, we didn't even know Bill was coming. We pulled in, and he was going to, the man behind the brand over here, Chuck, was going to film me getting out of the car.
right.
He happened to pull in. He followed me in. We got chit-chatting. And again, listen, folks, if you're bashful, then just get out of sales. But, if you're going to be aggressive and you've got energy, introduce yourself. Give him a card. Say hello. Just happens he was the right guy. He had as much energy as I did, okay? He's a salesman. He's an independent contractor. We hit it off. One thing led to another. Man, we basically made a program out of it, just a chance encounter. So, that's what sales is all about right there in a nutshell.
Right, and we really look forward to having Bill as a hopeful regular contributor to this show.
Yeah, he's well worth hooking up with again. He's a really good speaker.
Yep.
He believes in his product. He's passionate about what he offers. And again, that's salesmanship number one right there.
And he had a great way of explaining it, and I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to explain it, but if you go to educatedconsumer.com, you will see how you actually can save a lot of money by doing something, by buying some of the same stuff just in a different way. And you can learn more about that at educatedconsumer.com. And go talk to Big Bill or William.
Yep,
right?
Great guy.
Met him over at Primed and Ready Meals. He's a really good guy. We like him a lot. And that talks about energy feeding off of energy. Now, Ken, can you talk about just how the importance of bringing your energy with you everywhere you go?
Well, I'm lucky because the Mongeonjuice, that's the state of mind, and included in that Mongeonjuice is energy. I mean, I just happen to be I was hyperactive. I'm a hyperactive person. Okay, so my energy is drawn through the hyperactivity that is part of my DNA. So quite frankly, I have the hyperactivity to a lot of people in society today is a disability. And that's a shame because, there's a lot of folks that are hyper and they're going to be looked at cross-eyed or, maybe they're doing all kinds of crazy things. But, at the end of the day, hyperactivity leads to energy. Energy can lead to passion if you find out what you're good at. And passion is going to allow you to go out there and build a company.
And that's what draws people in,
Absolutely.
Last week on the business spotlight with Primed and Ready Meals, the healthy body fueling station. We've been showing a lot of love to those guys. He's great. The people
Great
need
guy.
to know. People need to know about Primed and Ready Meals. People need to know that it's there and that you can get healthy gourmet food, delivered to your door, without even trying. And so people need to know about that. That's why we've been spending a lot of time with Bobby, and we're looking forward to his Health and Wellness Festival, which you'll be hearing more about. But he even said it. The reason why he came to the Mongeonjuice, energy. He said it's magnetic. You know what I mean? It's the high energy that he brings to the table, and it also involves the regiment, Ken, right?
Yeah, and the good thing about Bobby, I one of the things that I didn't realize about Bobby right off is he's also an Army veteran like myself. So he's an example of another successful business owner who's a veteran. Okay, and again, we talked about this before. We talked about being a veteran, being in the military, waking up, having discipline, getting up early, going to bed late at night, having that regimen, and having systems in place in your life, in your business, whatever it is, going to the gym, working out, whatever the heck it is, all that involves self-discipline, and it involves a regimen. And if you're going to be self-employed and you're going to be in the sales field and you don't have discipline or regimen, don't bother filling out the job application. You're just not going to be successful. That's the way it is. People think you're going to do all your business on social media and nothing else. That's not the way it is either, man. It takes a combination of old school and new school. You put it in a pot, you mix it up. Dollars and cents are going to come out of it. That's just the way it is.
And you can learn more about that on the Learning Lunch on Thursdays at 12. Last week we talked a little about the different types of advertising and the old school and the new school, paid advertising, owned advertising, earned advertising, all that stuff. You know what I mean? There's a lot of strategy to it. And the brain is very much like your muscles, muscle memory, right?
Muscle memory, it's a big, big deal. You know what I mean? I tell people that being in sales of any kind, especially when it involves the phone and a regimen and a program and scripts, I compare it. I tell a lot of people, sales is just like bodybuilding. Yeah. It's basic exercises and a lot of reps.
Yep.
Same thing.
Absolutely.
Same thing. Great comparison.
And so you get up in the morning, and so that's why people swing the golf club over and over again at the course. So, get up and swing that golf club the same way every day, and your brain's going to do the same thing every day.
Sales is better than golf in one way because, Tiger Woods went from number 1 to 265 because it's a mental game, a lot like sales is. The good news for people that are in sales, and I'm going to use the golf comparison, at least you can get better at sales. Golf, you really don't ever get better.
Right.
You don't ever get better.
Right. You're either born Tiger Woods or
you suck today, you're great on the next hole or tomorrow. I mean, it's terrible, and it's a mental game too.
Yep. And
Just
you
like
know,
sales.
And so that regimen is part of coming into work every single day, right? And it's important to have a place to go and to go there every day.
Well, people say they work from home. Good for them. They're better than me. People pray from home. I go to church. People work out in their basement. I go to the gym. I think there's an appropriate place, to do everything. But let's face it, in today's world, okay, you don't need to go to the office to be successful anymore because it's a virtual business.
Right.
I have a video on YouTube that I made last year. I was filming from my honeymoon in Naples, Florida, by the pool, and I'd sold 4 houses while I was by the pool in Naples. So, sitting there in my T-shirt and my swimsuit. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a good part. But I think the main thing is, a lot of these virtual business models, these real estate, the Zip Realty and some of these other people, they give you a bunch of zip code specific numbers, and you just throw enough shit against the wall. Hopefully somebody's interested in doing something, and then you got to meet them at like Joe's Pub to sign a purchase and sales agreement. Listen, it's not always the best. It's not the best business model.
Yep.
Be professional.
Right. And also, and just from a learning lunch perspective, it's really important, and you can even know this, and Ken, you could probably agree with me this, it makes people feel better to see a physical address. When people look up KAM Realty, honestly, they see 1068 Slate Street in Fall River, they say, all right, it's got a brick and mortar. That means something to people. Having a physical address actually statistically scores higher in clicks and analytics if you have a place that if people won't go there, they will never come visit your office, but they like to do business with people that have physical locations. That's true.
And when you come into my office, first of all, the outside of the building is red and gold, right? You look behind me. That's the color of the outside of the building. The color of the interior of the building, the office, red and gold. Color of the Mongeonjuice brand, red and gold. Okay? For me, very important that people come here because guess what? Fab Flooring, their emblem, which you see, boom, it's over there, over there, over there. There we go. It's right there, red and gold. The tile logo, red and gold, looks like the KAM. Listen, there's nothing happening. Success doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. And all this branding and all these thought processes, they're all things that I've thought out. Okay?
This Mongeonjuice logo right here?
Yeah.
Red and gold.
Man behind the brand. Look how great that looks. I mean, the red and gold looks fantastic. I don't think I'll ever be able to put over 1 billion served on my sign like McDonald's has. But you know what? Learn from the best. Repetition is the sincerest form of flattery.
That's right.
A lot of people have done the studies, and that's why you buy things for $9.99 and not $10. Go with what's proven.
Yeah.
Borrow the ideas. And educate yourself toward what branding is. That's why Mongeonjuice, I'm branding myself. Yeah. It's a whole different ballgame.
And and to just add on to that, that's why these internet cafes are so popular. That's why that business center in Dartmouth has opened up. You have all your comforts at home. Everything you want is at home. All your toys, all my video games, all my stuff is at home.
How about your bratty kids? Your bratty kids are at home.
My bratty kids are at home, and you know what? Yeah. They actually turned me off from video games. I used to love video games.
Not your bratty kids specifically, but I'm sure for the audience.
There are kids at home, right? I have a 2-year-old. I have a 2-year-old daughter that I love more than anything. But guess what? I can't get anything done when she's around. I can't get a thing done. So that's that. You know what I mean? But we're segueing into talking about routines, and we're talking about having a place to work. And as you could see, we just showed you around a little bit from the KAM office, and we actually took a little walk around the office to our office here, KAM Realty. And I said our office, Ken, your office.
Beautiful, baby.
It's our office. It's the world's office.
Listen, you have a corner here dedicated to making the show and doing things. You got a piece of real estate.
We have a little studio here. It's actually it's quite something, and we've actually gotten it pretty down pat. It's very nice.
Yep.
And so we're going to take a little walk around. We're going to show you a little bit about Fab Flooring, which is over next door, the showroom that they have next door. We're going to show you around the office here at KAM Realty, and Ken's going to talk to you a little bit about his personal philosophy when it comes to showing up to work on time and following that same regimented routine. And that's all part of the energy that's brought to the table and that people like William that we met respond to.
Yeah, it's great stuff, man. People feed off energy. Always remember that.
Exactly. And so and you can't have that energy without being regimented, without taking good care of yourself, without eating really healthy food like Bobby has, primed and ready meals over at the Healthy Body Fueling Station. Bobby, you like all the plugs, dude? And and just following that routine. And so we're going to watch it right now. Here's an office tour with Ken Mungeon, the Mongeonjuice.
Check it out.
KAM Realty. Check it out.
Hey, Kenny Mungeon at mongeonjuice.org. The Mongeonjuice. Hey, listen, we're going to do a quick tour of my offices, my real estate office, my fab flooring office, and talk about the importance of, waking up, having a nice breakfast, being in the right state of mind, drinking your own juice, whether it's Mongeonjuice or any other kind of juice, and just getting excited about the business of business. Good morning, Dorothy. How are you today, Dorothy? Dorothy, say hi to everybody on mongeonjuice.org. Dorothy loves this stuff, by the way, as you can tell. But anyway, so we got a full schedule today. Do yourself a favor. Always make your office nice and bright. Open up your blinds, especially when the sun's coming out like it is right now, because it puts you, again, in the right state of mind. Get excited about getting up in the morning. Get some breakfast, get some exercise, and get right to it. So welcome to my office. We've been here for about 10 years. We have a great office.
So Ken, you're the boss here at KAM. What's the importance of showing up at the same time every day, even though you're the boss and you don't even have to?
Well, the boss always has to, because if the boss is a good boss and he's in the sales force, okay, then he needs to be the first to show and the last to leave. I am a competing broker, not competing broker, I shouldn't say that. I do compete with my agents, okay, because I go out and I get listings and I get sales. In the sales division, people need to feel the juice, they need to feel the morale, they need to get excited, they need coaching, they need support, and they need somebody with passion in front of them, just in case maybe they don't have as much juice as I do, which is normally the case, that they can feed off me. There's energy that's out there. It's like an energy field. It's huge. You're in sales. You're controlling your own destiny. And the thing is about showing up on time and the same time every day, okay, is to put yourself in the regimen and do the same skills and skill set every day, because remember, I'm regimented. So I'll make my expired calls that Dorothy has. I'll have my for sale by owners. I'll have my buyers that I might have to fight from yesterday on my call list already in place, things that we've talked about in our Mongeonjuice minutes on mongeonjuice.org. So
KAM Realty has another office adjacent to it.
well, it's a fab flooring. It's called fab flooring,
Yeah, sure.
FAB, flooring, stone, tile. We didn't want to get caught up as just a flooring company, because of course we do tile, we do laminates, we do a lot of high-end bathroom and kitchen, very important. So this is our showroom. You can see we have a lot of product. We actually have multiple rooms. We have a room in the front, which is carpet-based. We have an office/tile area here, room here, and another room in the back. So it's about a 10-year-old company also. No, about 6 years old, actually.
So how does the Mongeonjuice apply to real estate and a different type of company, such as a flooring company?
Well, the flooring company, a lot of people say, well, how come you got into flooring? What do you know about flooring? Well, the reality is, I don't know anything about flooring, but I want to introduce you to a gentleman that's got about 38 years in the business that knows a lot more than me. But I had an incredible offer to maybe establish another business. That could be a walk-in business possibly down the road, because real estate's really not a walk-in business, okay? But, the Mongeonjuice applies, and the fact that, I can go out there and I can not only be selling real estate, okay, but I'm also selling an opportunity for people to put, when they buy a house and it needs new carpets or backsplash and needs a freshening up, there's another opportunity to sell product, which again is connected to me. So when I opened the business 5 or 6 years ago now, my mom says to me, all you do is work. What do you know about flooring? I said, very simple. Every building and every house I've ever sold in the last 25, 26 years had a flooring in it. So, don't overthink things. That's something else. Just do it. Like Nike used to say in the 80s, just do it. There's a lot of truth to that. Don't talk about stuff. Get up and do it. That's what the Mongeonjuice does. Good morning, Eric. Everybody say hi to Eric. Eric Darling is our showroom manager, 37 years, almost 38 years in the flooring business. He knows everything. He's a great salesman. He's at Darling Juice. A lot of people look at me weird when I come into the Fab Flooring showroom in the morning, because I always say, good morning, darling. But anyway. So we have a pretty expansive, it's basically 4 rooms. We have a lot of products, we have a lot of tile, we have hardwoods, carpets, laminates, ceramic, porcelain, glass. What else we got, Eric? What's some stuff heavy that I'm missing? He wasn't paying attention. That's okay, he's busy working. That's good. That's what we're here to do. So again, it worked out great, because you know what? It's not like I'm selling cell phones. It's connected to real estate. People buy a house, guess what? All this product is in a house, whether it's high-end, mid-level. We don't do a lot of low-end stuff. We do mid to high, and we have a lot of contractor business. But, Again, I'm talking to people every day, spreading the Mongeonjuice in the real estate business. It goes hand in hand. It's really worked out awesome. And believe it or not, you're always assuming that people will come into real estate and then want to buy floors. There are actually people that have come to put new carpets in because they're thinking about selling their house. So remember, the train doesn't just go one way, it goes in two directions. Very important. Don't assume that you know everything because you never do.
So you have two businesses, and they say just with just one business, you can't become complacent. Complacency is deadly in business, right?
Right.
So how do you keep the Mongeonjuice going for both businesses? How do you split your time? Managing time when you have two businesses is very important. How do you do it?
Well, the reality is I wouldn't be able to do that without Eric, okay? The reality of, and this is why you're meeting these people, the reality of my real estate business, okay? Dorothy has a full-time job from 8:30 in the morning till 3 o'clock in the day, really just doing my stuff alone, okay? So every time, we had like 5 purchase and sales yesterday. 2 of them were from me, 3 of them were from 3 other agents. So the point is, without the Dorothy, without the Eric, the Mongeonjuice doesn't get to the next level. And I wouldn't be able to run 2 businesses without these people here. And guess what? I'm not a secretary anyway. I'm not even a flooring salesman. I'm a guy that started in the real estate business, straight out of the curtain factory, with no special skill, but a lot of desire and a lot of chutzpah. And that's what goes a long way today. And once you know what it is that differentiates you from the competition, which is my excitement, my passion, and my energy, and I labeled it the Mongeonjuice, quite frankly, that's the difference maker in life. If you talk to somebody and they're passionate and they get very involved talking to you, we've had construction out here on Slade Street all week. There's 5 Fall River police officers and a couple of guys from Liberty Utilities that have Kenny Mungeon cards. Okay, that's the difference between me and the other person with a real estate license that might not even have a card on them. This is my passion, it's my business, and it's going to grow. So if I can get people all over the country to feel a little bit of Mongeonjuice and identify with that, okay, then other companies are going to benefit. Like I said, I'm taking this from just being a real estate guy to coaching other people in other parts of the country and other kind of companies, sales related obviously, about how to wake up, how to do things, and how to get excited about their business, and how to make their salespeople accountable to bring in business. That's a huge deal today.
So part of the Mongeonjuice is finding people you can count on and not being shy to say that you can't do everything yourself.
Well, the Mongeonjuice isn't a couple of things. Mongeonjuice isn't shy. Mongeonjuice as always has passion for the business, and Mongeonjuice wakes up humble every day and not taking anything for granted. My other key to success is waking up like I don't have a penny to my name, because that's what allows you to go out there and have that energy. It's really burnt in. It's a psyche. It's not something that I could bottle like vitamin water, okay, and you could drink it. If I could, okay, you'd be visiting me in my 50-room mansion, with the yacht parked outside in Nassau, Bahamas, which is where I would live. In the meantime, I'm trying to get one person at a time to understand what the Mongeonjuice is. It's a state of mind, and that's what it's all about.
So that was the office tour, KAM Realty and Fab Flooring. Remember, you can visit kamrealty.com and fabflooring.net. I'm sorry, kamrealty.net.
.net.
And kamrealty.net and fabflooring.net. You can visit those 2 websites. KAM Realty, selling real estate, southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island, and Fab Flooring, serving all of your flooring needs. Pretty much, where's the market there?
Well, that's a huge market. It's real estate related, which is a big deal. And that's why we actually, it's called Fab Flooring, but we mentioned the tile, stone, and more, because the reality is, we do more bathroom, backsplashes, and kitchen jobs than we do floors. Okay, so it started as a flooring company, but we have countertops over there. We've got quartz, we've got salstone, we've got glass backsplash, we've got Mannington products. We're a preferred Mannington vendor. We have Adura, which is a high-end laminate. We have a little bit for everything. If you can't find what you're looking for at the big box retailer, and you want something a little bit better quality, mid to upper, then you need to come to Fab Flooring and see Eric Darling. He's the greatest salesman. He's got a great nurturing demeanor. He knows the product. He's been in flooring for 38 years. Come see us at 1068 Slade Street. Fab Flooring. And no, it does not mean fabulous. It means flooring ain't boring.
Flooring ain't boring. And you will
neither are
see
we.
Here at 1068 Slade Street, you will actually see the flooring ain't boring sign.
Yep.
Right there on the outside of the...
Corner of Montop and Slade, you'll see us.
Corner
right
up
there.
on top. KAM Realty and the showroom of Fab Flooring. So Ken, just so that video we just did was about your, having your own place to go to and showing up every day. And one thing that I said in that video is you're the boss. There's nobody here above you. Ooh, and you don't have to show up every day if you don't want to.
Yeah, listen, I cracked my own whip expertly. When I was in the Army, they tried to draft me into drill sergeant school. So I think there was probably, they saw the writing on the wall there.
Yeah.
I demand a lot of myself. I demand a lot of my agents, okay? The reason I don't have 100 agents is because there's a large part of the population out there I can't expect accountability for you or an agent if that agent doesn't expect accountability out of themselves. I used to train people and I used to think, listen, I want to train these people to be just like me. Listen, that's not possible. We don't have the same DNA. We don't have the same characteristics. A lot of people have fear of rejection, call reluctance, all this other stuff. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, get out of your comfort zone. Find out what your weaknesses are. Make them your strengths, or at least work on you. Don't work on your strengths. You're already your strengths. Work on your weaknesses. Stop boo-hooing and get your ass to work at the end of the day. That's what this country needs. We need to get up. We need to get up early. We need to go exercise. We need to eat breakfast. And we need to get our ass to work and get some stuff done. You'd be surprised how many realtors or salespeople go to work for 8 hours a day and actually accomplish an hour or less worth of work because the rest of the time is non-income producing bullshit activities.
Absolutely.
That's reality, man. That's
Being self-employed is very much like graduating from high school to college. And I'm not saying that people who are not self-employed are less mature. That's not what I mean. What I mean is when you're in high school, there's your parents wake you up, and then you have to go to school, and there's a whole bunch of people. And if you don't, somebody's going to knock on your door and say, hey, come on, you got to get off your ass and do something. When you're in college, if you don't do it, it's your own loss. Nobody's going to wake you up. Nobody's going to knock on your door. That's the same thing with self-employment.
And somebody that's working for the man is never going to be as hungry as a guy that's working for himself.
Nope.
It's not going to happen. I'm sorry.
You got to at least know the potential of that bottom coming up at you. You have to. And you have to be scared of that bottom coming up at you if you're going to be in self-employment. And believe me, I know that. And I've been way too close to that bottom on too many occasions than I would like to have been.
But recognize what it is that got you to the bottom so you could start swimming to the top again. And you know what? In my business, let me tell you something. It's dialing for dollars. You got to get on the phone. You got to shake hands when you go buy lunch. The girl at the cashier, she's a nice girl. She's pleasant. She does a good job. I'm ordering my sandwich. My bank tellers, I don't use the drive-through at my friends at Bay Coast Bank on Stafford Road. I go in. I talk to the girls. They all know I'm the flooring and the real estate guy. At the end of the day, that's how I get my business. They always know that I'm out there plugging. That's what my job is. I'm my best public relations guy because I'm the president of both of these companies. And, damn it, I need to make money. I need to build my base. And, I want to show other realtors that are out there listening to this program, trying to figure out, how this Mongeonjuice started and where it's going. Listen, I am the real deal. I'm going to go out there. I can talk to your agents. I can talk to your salespeople. I can bring this energy that you just saw out there in the middle of Mattapoisett with two other people. I'm going to bring it. We're going to bring it to the masses. And you're going to feel good about it, and you're going to be accountable. And at the end of the day, you're going to make more money.
And you've trained over 150 real estate agents.
Over 150. It's a lot of people, yeah.
I've actually been working on a project of a testimonial that somebody that you did some work for shared, and you guys will be seeing a lot of that pretty soon. And, yeah, the Mongeonjuice is the real deal. I mean, he practices what he preaches, guys. And you saw it firsthand yesterday. I mean, that happened spontaneously. You couldn't have scripted that better. Honestly,
No.
And I'm a TV guy, and,
No.
and you couldn't have scripted that better, so it was great.
I don't need scripts because you know what comes out of my mouth is what I believe in my heart, and it's there. It's not on a piece of paper. It's never going to be in a piece of paper. I have the ability to improvise and think on my feet. That makes me a real good salesman, and I just know how to get it done.
And that's a good reason why you're going to see Ken at Primed and Ready Meals taking good care of himself. That's why you're going to see him at the gym. That's why you're going to see him in the morning at the same time every day doing his power walk. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're going to see the same things every day from these successful people. And if you notice these very successful people, you'll notice they do the same thing every single solitary day. And so, and that was one of the reasons why I'm here with the Mongeonjuice is because, you know, my attitude, my motivation, and just my drive has just gone through the roof since I've been, you know, spending so much time with Ken. And so, Ken, I do thank you for that. That's awesome. And he's been pushing me too. You know what I mean? I got a job to do, and he wants me to do it.
He's drinking the juice.
That's right. I'm drinking the juice. You know what I'm saying? So listen, that is going to be our show for today. You know, we added a lot more content today, and we're going to get things going. Stay tuned next week for a brand new Mongeonjuice Business Spotlight with Serenity Paint and Wallpaper. We're really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to that.
Good guy, professional painter. I've known him since high school. Super guy. Just did a job for me out in at my house in South Dartmouth, and we're excited about running some ads for him and helping him build his business. And remember, that's small business owners. That's what we're here to do. We'll help you to grow your business.
That's right. That's right.
And grow your deposits.
And we're going to introduce you to one of our newest correspondents, Marianne. We're going to help you. We're going to introduce you to her. We're going to bring her out of her shell. We're building the Mongeonjuice team. Building the team.
Team Juice.
Team Juice. So we're going to play you guys off with some of the choice Mongeonjuice listings for the week. We have a little bit of a, so I put together a nice little video of the Mongeonjuice listings, and this is a testament to also the Mongeonjuice and just to go out and get it-ness of him. If I was to play you guys a full video of all of the Mongeonjuice listings, that video would have been 32 minutes long, showing 5-second slides of the houses, and that's crazy. 32 minutes. So instead, I've broken it down to about 5 minutes, and we're gonna play you out with the Mongeonjuice this week's Mongeonjuice listings. Please have a look at them. Anything you need, visit kamrealty.net, mongeonjuice.org. All the listings are going to be up there. And this is the man. If you need to buy property, you need to sell property.
Buying or selling, man. Listings are low. If you got something you're thinking about selling, 508-677-1600. That gets you directly to Dorothy or myself. We want to talk to you. We're going to get it done. We have a comprehensive marketing plan. We've got a great budget. And we go out there and we use a combination of old school and new school techniques. And I'm going to get your stuff sold. My average market time right now there, big dude, man behind a brand, is about 33 days. I'm getting 98.7% of asking price, and that has a lot to do with the inventory shortage. So if you know of anybody thinking about selling, and they're going to miss the boat if they don't list right now. So again, call me at 508-677-1600. I come directly to you. I do it myself. I don't pawn off my projects on other folks. You're getting the Mongeonjuice live.
And if you want to learn the Mongeonjuice, and if you're an agent and you want to sell real estate, and you want to learn how to sell real estate, visit mongeonjuice.org, visit the contact page, and drop us a note. Come visit 1068 Slade Street and ask for the man.
And I'll throw you in my car. So, if
will.
When you started, you got your real estate license last month, 20 years ago. A lot of my friends are like, hey, Mungeon, I've been practicing real estate for 25 years. That's my favorite line. You know what I tell them?
What do you tell
them? Listen, you need to keep on practicing.
Yeah.
So, that's what I tell them. So, anyway, listen, anybody thinking about a career in sales, real estate, whatever, give me a call. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to help you to build your business and drink the juice.
And if you're not calling Kenny, call someone, because activity
breeds
activity. I'm Chuck Vieira. This is Ken Mungeon. Thanks, everybody. This has been the Mongeonjuice Show this week. We're going to play you out with some of Kenny's listings. We will see you tomorrow for the Learning Lunch at 12 o'clock.
Juice out.
Juice out.